Have you guys been explicit so far about wanting to win a championship this year? And
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
What does success then look like? I mean, is
A
that
championship.
success?
Yes, Caitlin, we get it. The championship is the goal, and you'd rather not talk about personal achievements. But let's be real, someone has to give you credit, so I will. After a rookie season that felt straight out of a superhero movie, breaking 62 records, lifting a last-place team into the playoffs, and still landing fourth in MVP voting, you should have entered 2025 as the obvious MVP favorite. But the media stuck with their usual pick, Aya Wilson, repeating the same story. And when it wasn't Aya, they switched to excuses quicker than Angel Reese on a missed layup.
Will say a couple of things. Do I expect A'ja Wilson to be A'ja Wilson again this year? Yes. But I also know there is such a thing as voter fatigue. They don't like giving anybody MVP 3 times in a row. They barely like to do it 2 times in a row, let alone 3 times in a row. I just don't see it simply because of voter fatigue. Like it just is what it is. I also think that Caitlin was putting it together in such a way last year. They're only going to get better, and now they've got a full offseason together. I could 100% see this happening. Caitlin Clark win.
But now, the tide has turned, and it's impossible to ignore.
Right there, Caitlin Clark is officially the favorite to win the most valuable player.
FanDuel, BetMGM, and even ESPN, after months of shady moves, now have Caitlin Clark leading the MVP race. Not tied, not behind, leading. This isn't just Twitter buzz, it's Vegas, it's money. It's confidence backed by hard numbers. If you believe Caitlin's taking MVP this year, drop a CCMVP in the comments. Let's go.
Start with our 2025 WNBA MVP, and that has to go to the one and only Caitlin.
We're about to see Caitlin go full supernova, and the league has no idea what's coming. But before we get into this takeover, hit that like button if you think she's winning MVP, and subscribe so you don't miss a single Fever highlight.
Truly think that this second year for Caitlin Clark is going to be like nothing we have ever seen. She has had an entire offseason to train, to get into the gym, to work on things that she struggled with during her rookie season.
Caitlin's rookie year wasn't just impressive, it made no sense. 62 records. Just think about that. The biggest of them all? She set the WNBA's all-time single-season assist record as a rookie. That's not just great, that's unreal. And she did it while being the league's biggest target, picked apart by media, under constant spotlight, and taking hits every game, all while carrying a rebuilding team toward respectability.
Like, she broke the record for assists. I don't think people really understand like how crazy that is to do as a rookie, your first year doing it.
Then came the Olympic break, and Caitlin turned it into her personal statement tour.
Look at this. These are the top 3 scorers in the WNBA since the women brought home gold in the Olympics a few weeks ago. 2 of the members are of the Indian.
5 is crazy to me, and it's crazy to me just off the rip because if we look at the MVP voting from last season, she was number 4 in MVP voting. It was A'ja, Nafisa, Brianna.
Why? Because apparently, ranking Caitlin any higher just felt like too much. The same worn out, she hasn't won a ring yet excuse. Sound familiar? That's the exact reasoning ESPN used when they claimed she wasn't a top 5 college player ever, despite breaking the all-time scoring record, carrying the sport into the spotlight, and drawing more viewers than the men's championship game. But sure, not top 5.
Love how she's transcended the game. I'm not going to go away from that, but in the open, we said, what makes a top 5 player? Winning. The only strike against Caitlin Clark is that she has not won a national championship. And that is the only thing that you can put against her, because the way she has dominated the record books when she was at Iowa was something you cannot duplicate. She's a 3-time NCAA scoring leader and assist leader, a true point guard for the people, 3-time All-American, 2-time Naismith Player of the Year, 2-time AP Player of the Year, all-time leading scorer. She broke the records of Kelsey Plum and Sabrina. Like, literally, there is nobody who has been such a front-facing name. It's a direct reflection of her skill set, but how can you be a top 5 player if you have not won a title?
It's a great point, which is why
It's been the same story. People refusing to give Caitlin her credit until now. The same ESPN that once left her off the GOAT list now has her ahead of Aya Wilson and Nafisa Collier in the MVP race. And let's be honest, it's a three-horse race. After Breanna Stewart, the odds drop fast. The rest are just filler. So what changed? Pretty much everything. The signs were always there: roster upgrades, momentum. But once training camp started, people finally woke up. What Fever fans saw loud and clear, the rest of the world is only now starting to notice. And it all starts with the biggest shift: coaching.
And I told y'all this last year. Well, I didn't tell y'all this last year on air, but like we saw when they took the pictures with Christy Sides, like when she pulled up on them at All-Star game, her, Kelsey, and AB, and everybody just kind of like rolled their eyes and walked away like she was a groupie.
Yeah,
that told me everything I needed to know. So when I said like she's not it was based on 2 years of seeing things that just shouldn't have been happening in the first place.
Last season, the whispers kept growing. Caitlin and the Fever were finding success despite Christie's sides. No one said it outright, but the silence spoke volumes. Even Caitlin hinted at it early on, pointing out the lack of sideline feedback, the off chemistry, and the body language. Fans noticed too, especially as close games slipped away due to sloppy rotations and chaotic sets. So, Indiana made the smartest call they could, bringing in Stephanie White, 2023 Coach of the Year and a certified basketball mastermind.
Not be short on that pass. We can't be short on that pass. One advantage that we have is that we're longish, right? So now we got to use our length. So don't make yourself small.
From day one, Fever fans knew this was a major upgrade, and now even the doubters are catching on. Stephanie brings structure, direction, and most importantly, real plays that make sense.
Good job! Great rotation. Good! Good! Right? So you got to listen. You don't go until she says go. Yeah, she could stay. Yep, as soon as she says.
White's presence will win games, but more importantly, it'll unlock Caitlin's full potential. Sharper offense, smarter rotations, real movement, and teammates actually in position to score. That's a recipe for assist explosions, higher efficiency, fewer turnovers, and more wins. Suddenly, the MVP talk isn't a debate, it's a given. And you can tell Caitlin's feeling it. One Stephanie White alone could have supercharged her MVP case, but the Fever didn't stop there. They went all in. Indiana's front office basically watched the Avengers and said, yeah, let's build that. They brought in Natasha Howard and Sydney Colson, proven winners with championship DNA who know how to handle pressure. Then came Brianna Turner, a defensive force, and Sophie Cunningham, a certified menace, the kind of player who talks trash while sinking threes in your face. Every great team needs one, and Indiana just found a gem.
Oh my God, Sophie's a dog. She just is, she's a competitor. She's versatile, so she allows us to do different things. Like, she plays with such a toughness. She's huge, and she's going to be for us all season long. But what she brings from an energy standpoint, she raises the level of play of everybody around her as soon as she steps foot on the floor. Hell, even on the sideline. I mean, her communication, everything. She's definitely.
And then there's the vibe queen herself, Dana Bonner. She's already become the emotional GPS of the team. Players don't just respect her, they trust her. A two-time champ, she brings the steady leadership this rising squad needs. Whether it's calming the locker room or sharpening focus, she's the steady heartbeat behind all the highlight reel moments.
How does this kind of compare to what you are used to?
Oh man, yeah, totally different atmosphere. The support here has been just phenomenal. I really can't go anywhere. I've been here like a week and a half, and everywhere I go, it's just like, we're excited for the season. Thank you for being here. So it's been really, really refreshing, and I'm just happy.
But it's not just about stacking big names. It's about chemistry. And according to Seattle's Lexi Brown, who's seen it all. This team is locked in. Big personalities are fired up, the young players are listening, the vets are leading, and Coach White is setting the tone. You can feel the culture shift from the bench to the locker room. This squad looks unified, dangerous, and hungry. Now that all the pieces are in place, Caitlin Clark is officially stepping into her MVP season. The unstoppable force crashing the WNBA's old guard party. And guess who's not loving it? The usual suspects. Aya Wilson? Quiet, but that silence has started to sound like panic. Angel Reese? Probably typing out a subtweet right now. You can almost hear the teeth grinding behind those forced press conference smiles.
Have a Natasha Howard and a DeWanna Bonner that can just straight up go get their own bucket. And they're huge, okay? These are tall people, okay, guys? I think they're both like 6'3" and 6'4", right? So matchup nightmare. Sophie Cunningham has been playing out of position in Phoenix for like 3 years. So she probably will get to go play the 3 again. She's a very underrated defender. And now you have very elite rim protection in Bree Turner. So now you gonna keep Aaliyah Boston out of foul trouble, which means she's gonna be able to stay on the court. So, do I think that they are a contender? Yes.
Because let's be real, the vets didn't think it would happen this fast. They expected Caitlin to need a few years, maybe hit the rookie wall. Instead, she's the one hitting game winners, breaking records, flipping the script, and snatching endorsements while she's at it. And the WNBA? It finally woke up and is giving her the spotlight she's more than earned. Not with TikToks, but with pure skill, poise, and class. Ratings are climbing. Arenas are full. Jerseys are flying off shelves. Caitlin Clark is carrying the league into prime time. And the same players who once rolled their eyes are now watching her pass them on every leaderboard.
Everybody knows we have so much talent, but at the same time, like, you got to put that together. It's not going to be like, all right, you have all these great players, step out on the court, it's going to work. Like, it's going to take a little bit of time to figure things out, figure out how everybody works with one another. So, GB's been tremendous, and obviously, you know, not only as a leader, she's a tremendous basketball player too, and she's won championships. She knows what it is. So when she speaks, everybody listens. So I think that was a piece of the thing we were missing last year. Is like we didn't really have that inside of our locker room. So just really grateful for that, and you know, just the way she talks and she leads. Like for me as a second-year point guard, like I want to win for her. Like this is the end of her career. Like she deserves.
For the first time in years, Caitlin finally got real rest. No nonstop college grind. No draft chaos, no overseas games, no endless media circus. Just actual downtime, some golf, a few interviews, lots of family time, and most importantly, focused, quiet training. Then the photos dropped. Yeah, those photos. Caitlin didn't show up to camp with a vacation tan. She showed up looking like she spent the whole offseason bench pressing planets. Absolutely jacked. But this isn't just about muscles. It's about what that transformation means on the court. Because this isn't about looking strong, it's about playing strong.
In her sophomore year, she's more seasoned. She has had time to rest. She's had time to really regroup and see exactly where she wants to go. Obviously, they have a ton of new players.
So what's changed? In short, everything. The league's still physical. The bumps, elbows, and cheap shots aren't going anywhere. But Caitlin Clark isn't the same player who got knocked around a year ago. She's stronger, smarter, sharper, finishing through contact, brushing off defenders, making plays she couldn't before. Not because the skill wasn't there, but because now her body can finally keep up with what her mind's been envisioning for years. And that physical edge brings a mental one. More confidence, more control, more presence. Combine that with a revamped roster, elite coaching, and the calm maturity she's showing in every interview. And you've got something unstoppable. That's why the same WNBA media that spent last year dismissing her are now singing a whole new tune. Caitlin Clark isn't just in the MVP race. She might already be leading it.
Talks about it, I'll see it on social media. They'll be like, Caitlin has so strong muscles, and don't tell her I said that either. don't even mention that. Yeah. But I think her strength, I mean, she gets in the paint and she's able to bully her way in and finish strong at the basket. I mean, everyone talks about, once again, her three-point shooting, and we've all seen her passing, but I think her ability to get downhill and really just stay on balance and score the ball, I think is going to be great this year too.
Let's rewind to what Caitlin said the other day in that first presser. It said everything. Asterisk, as long as we win, I'm going to be happy. So just be the best leader I can be. Now, knowing that I have a year under my belt, I know what to expect. I'm the point guard, so people are going to expect a lot from me. I need to be there for my teammates, be an extension of Steph on the court, and just be a great leader and have a lot of fun doing it. Asterisk that right there is what sets her apart. She's chasing greatness, not headlines. She's not in it for vanity awards or viral quotes. If she wins MVP, it won't be because she campaigned for it. It'll be because she earned it. Earned it with leadership, with grind, and with straight-up game.
Clark being in the MVP conversation is kind of the baseline at this point. You know, she's already been that good as a rookie, and I imagine she's going to take another step forward. I mean, we talked about how that Olympic break was so good for her to get some rest and come in with her legs underneath her. Now she has an actual off season, you know, that she got to take off where, you know, she didn't play an Unrivaled, she didn't play overseas. So this is a lot of time for Caitlin to just get her body right and come in the best shape possible for this upcoming season. And I think that's going to pay huge dividends for her. Like there's no like ramping up period this time around for Caitlin Clark. She's going to come in on game one and be already one of the top 5 players in the WNBA. So I mean, I think MVP has to be like the ceiling for her, right? Like she's already in that conversation. So for her to, you know, get even higher in the vote total, potentially winning that award either this year or next is what I would expect.
And yes, it would mean everything. Not for the trophy or the speech, but for what it represents. If Caitlin wins MVP, it would be the final undeniable mic drop to silence the critics once and for all. The ones who say her impact is about skin tone or social media, not skill. The ones who downplay sold-out arenas and act like the hype isn't real. That MVP title would leave no room for spin, no excuses, just truth. The Indiana Fever's Now You Know campaign was the warning shot, bold, loud, and unapologetic. But if Caitlin ends this season with an MVP, that won't be a warning. It'll be the exclamation point. If you agree Caitlin's taking MVP this year, comment CCMVP down below, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Click the video on screen, and we'll see you in the next one.